What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Thomas, and I'm happy to be your guide and your host for tonight's Awakening World. We had planned this show a while back, and just today, some of you may have seen this, some of you may not know, Dolores Huerta, who is one of the primary figures in the movement for farm workers' rights, after over 60 years of silence, today released the information that she had been sexually molested by Cesar Chavez and had 2 of his children out of a non-consensual sexual action. Another hero, Cesar Chavez, and there were going to be all sorts of every annual Cesar Chavez celebrations were all being canceled. And for 60 plus years, this woman was silent because she didn't want to damage the movement. That happened today. There clearly is this incredible part of the awakening world, which is the unveiling and the finally shining the light on the crimes that have been perpetrated. And tonight we're going to take a look at, we're going to be with 4 amazing women, all of whom I have so much respect for. And they're going to share how they have taken challenges in life and made beautiful and powerful creative expressions. And we're going to see some of those creative expressions. Some are videos, music videos, movie music. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. And we're going to have a very powerful conversation. And we certainly want to include all of you in that conversation. So thank you for being with us. Speaking of being with us, our beloved Omar Shar is not able to be with us tonight because he is just arriving today at the Sedona Ascension Retreat, which I had actually originally planned on being at, but that didn't quite work out. I'm here in the Bay Area instead. And so we don't have Omar Shar in person, but we do have an Omar Shar video. And I had that pulled up and somehow it disappeared. So we're going to get it again. You may remember this one. It's called I Am the Lover You Are Looking For, that you need. And I think it's appropriate for tonight's show. Let me make sure that I can, yeah.
joy in your heart. Why are you hiding from me? Staying locked in your doubts. My love is all that there is. Your fear is hurting you so. I know it's all that you feel, and that it's hard to let go, let go, let go, 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 again, that look in your eye. You do not believe in me. You'd rather live in your dreams. I've come to set you free. I am the lover you need. I hold my hand out to you. All I ask is your trust. I love you more than you know, and I love you, 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 longing for home. You need to feel you belong, and that there's purpose to life. Come back home.
Send love to our beautiful Omashar, who is in Sedona. He just arrived today. And you probably all know this, but when he sings his songs, for example, when he says, I'm the lover you need, he's not referring to himself, Omashar, the human being. He's not that vain. The key to almost all of Omashar's songs is he's singing from the voice of the eternal beloved of divinity. So I just wanted to make that clear to people, especially given tonight's theme. So we have 5 extraordinary women, and we've done many shows on the rise of the divine feminine, and all 5 of these women are have gone through their own challenges, and I have tremendous respect for them. They've all been on the show before, but for all of you new people who might be watching on YouTube and Facebook, in no particular order, because they're all magnificent, here is our beloved Piper Dellums, who has graced the show so many, many times. And we're going to talk with Piper and see some of her videos. Of all the people on the show tonight, this is the person I've known the longest. This is my friend Radiance. And we go way, way back and have enjoyed a friendship over the years. And actually, you know what? I knew Tess Cacciatore before I knew you, now that I think about it, Radiance. So,
I was wondering about the timeline, but I'm
no,
fine with
no,
whatever. But I'm
Tess,
honored to know you both and
yeah.
Piper, and I'd love to meet the other ones soon too.
And of course, we saw Tess most recently with Yumi's Universe Project, which is so beautiful. And
Thank
someone
you.
who's been on the show a lot recently. Once we discovered Hannah Burke, it was love at first sight for our Global Peace Tribe audience and Hannah. And so it's great to have her back with us. And of course, our beloved Diara. So, who has created something very special that we're going to close the show with tonight. So, I'm going to just start really by opening up a conversation. And I'd like to invite each of you to just maybe share for 1 to 3 minutes a little bit about your experience of having a significant challenge in your life and how creative expression has helped you with that. Not to sugarcoat it, but yeah. And I'm wondering, Hannah, if you'd be willing to go first.
Hi, thank you, Scott. I'm open to going first. I feel also if there's someone's heart who feels particularly like ready, I would love to invite that. I'm feeling, is there someone? Okay.
I see Radiance is willing, so
Okay.
well,
Wonderful. I'm just feeling like I need a breath before I
yeah,
open up.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Usually I have a very clearly defined agenda, and tonight I'm kind of being a little more spontaneous. So thank you, Radiance, for being willing to share first.
You're welcome. I actually just wanted to, because so much of this topic in this season appears to be coming in with a lot of weight, I wanted to just encourage the audience first. Please remember to do self-care first, to walk away, turn this off, go read a book, go take a warm bath. You're invited to. I'm not telling you what to do. You're invited to go do that. Second, I would really encourage people to yawn. One of our friends that's watching is a neuroscientist, and he talks about the importance of lowering the cortisol in the brain. And the easiest, fastest way to do that is to yawn for about 1 minute, and then just type something that you truly value into the chat, just so that you're doing some self-care along the way. So I just wanted to welcome that, and then just send out a prayer of goodness for all of those in the healing who are here to heal and here to gather resources and engage with one another with a willing heart. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, Scott, for the courage that it takes to speak up so that it doesn't just have to be something happening in the darkness, and it can actually be what this whole group are part of, which is we face the things that are challenging together so that we can move out of isolation and move back towards humanity and building with one another.
Thank you, Radiance.
Yeah.
And while we have you, do you want to share a little bit about your inspiration for the film we're going to see? And
I'd love to. Again, this is a sensitive topic, so I just want to say if there's any children in the room, please ask the children to leave or mute, please. Second, my mother was child sex trafficked in a huge trafficking ring over 80 years ago in Chicago. And many of my family members were trafficked in that same ring. It wasn't until the 1970s so I've known about this for a long time, and the darkest of the dark I'll be very direct, from cannibalism on up. So it's the darkest of the dark that I have known about from a very early age in my life. What's important to me is that helping people to recognize that, number one, this has been going on, that this was being talked about in the last show. This has been going on since before the time of Jesus, and he just made it unpopular. So, sacrifice, human sacrifice, all of the diabolical has been going on for as long as there have been the humans being on Earth, and we have to have a willingness to turn back towards the light, turn back towards goodness. Within my own family, I recognized there weren't a lot of people talking about this, so I always felt very isolated in my knowledge of the darkness, and especially the darkness within the entertainment industry. So I worked it out through music. I would go to talk to therapists, and therapists didn't necessarily know what I was talking about or referring to. So I had to kind of map my own way, and I would speak a lot about the darkness in my music. And from that is where I found the most amount of healing. And the film that you're about to see tonight, Tess, I've been close friends with Tess for a very long time. She has a really powerful organization called Global Women's Empowerment Network. And she asked me if I would be willing to do the soundtrack and sound design for that film. So that's what led me into how to bring empowerment back to the people and get people talking about this. So if you're going through it, you're not crazy, and we're here to be of support. Thank you.
And I've gone ahead and brought Tess up because it seems like a good segue to kind of hear from you, Tess, a little bit about what's led you to make films like The Rescue.
So I do want to address one thing, Scott. I'm so grateful that you brought up Dolores. I saw the news today and I just want to cry over it because I've met her many times. And the fact that she's 95 years old and she finally gets to have that release of sharing her story makes a slight positive part of it all. And the word on the street, because there's so many monuments and streets named after Cesar Chavez, and they're talking about taking all of that down and renaming it after Dolores. So I just wanted to send a lot of love to everybody that's in her family and impacted by this situation and the story. But most of all, to encourage and invite people to really share their stories. We have a program under Gwen that is about Reveal to Heal. And our neuroscientist friend, Mark Waldman, as Radiance mentioned, is on the watching here. And we're about ready to embark on a series of healing workshops and seminars. So I want to invite everybody to, keep in touch with us through Scott and other people. My own personal journey, I started talking about the trafficking issue about 20 years ago, and I was shocked at the statistics and surprised at the fact that these statistics had been out there for so long, but so many reporters and journalists that interviewed me were shocked at what was going on. It was almost like to me, the veil has been lifted, and now we get to heal from it. We get to come together in community and to be able to continue to reveal and to heal, because I believe that everyone has a story to share. And I've had my own personal domestic violence in relationships. And another story that I haven't really talked about much, but I'm getting ready to, is that I was actually human trafficked. There's a difference between human trafficking and sex trafficking. I was human trafficked by a dear friend, who I thought was a dear friend, in Africa. And another day, another story, but I just want to let you know it hits dear to my heart that all of the people, the survivors that are coming out, and we need to listen to them. We need to gather as a community, and we get in the process of healing. So I don't know when Scott's going to have it on the agenda for The Rescue. It's a very important movie to me. I slid it into a production of a TV show that I was working on during COVID, and I was at the Marriott Hotel, and they had a sign in the lobby that said that they give education to their global employees about how to watch for trafficking in the hotel industry, how to watch for people with suspicious behavior that's really marked and identified into behavioral signs that we can all be witness to and all be aware of. So I immediately shifted in my production of the TV show and slid into writing the script and shooting it within 2 days. And it was a magical moment, and all the actors on my TV show switched gears and became the characters in the movie. So I knew it was divinely guided to have that story be told. And this was in 2023. We won over 20 awards in the film festivals, including the Whistleblower Film Festival, which I'm really excited about. That, part of that whistleblowing thing. When I say excited, it's not like, there's weight in words, but I am proud of the fact of the whistleblower. I also was with Piper on the Illuminate Film Festival. I'm really honored to have that award as well. The whistleblower to me is about standing up and have our voices be heard. And when I was able to come back to Radiance, as she mentioned, we go way back, and to have her put that beautiful soundtrack with her daughter being one of the voices, Radiance being one of the voices, and my dear friends that are part of the Radiance music world in Indiana was able to put this beautiful score to piece, because there's not a lot of dialogue. I wanted the emotion to come through the visuals and the light that came through the hotel room, which that was divinely, like the light coming in right now. It was God's light that came in on that. You'll see in the film that was totally gifted by the universe. And I'm really honored to be here. And thank you again, Scott. And I'm not sure when you're going to watch the film.
Well, I think let's show it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Such a build up.
Radiance, is there anything you want to add before I show it about the film? Is there anything you want to say before people watch it?
You can find it on YouTube. If you need more resources, we have resources between Tessa and I, and I'm certain Scott has more resources. Thank you so much for your willingness to heal out there, and you're not alone. So, and again, just trigger warning for people that are sensitive to this. Please turn it off if it's too much, and then come back for the conversation. Thank you.
Okay. All right, here we go. The film it's not long. It's 6 minutes, and it's beautifully done. I've seen it a few times, and here we go. It's called The Rescue.
I thought you loved me. I thought you knew. I thought you cared for me. Distorted view. You said you'd need me. Your deception was cruel. You can't even see me from your distorted view. Romeo, Romeo.
Stay here. Get on the bed and behave. Stay here. Don't answer the door, no. Bring back all the candy you need. You hear me? Listen.
I'll be good, baby.
You'll be good?
Yeah.
You're always good.
I know.
Come here.
I love you.
What? What'd you say?
I love you.
Come here. What'd you say?
I love you, baby.
there is something going on with that guy.
I noticed that too.
Well, what room is he in?
Let me check. Room 805.
We need to do something.
Yeah, I agree.
Hello?
Is that you, baby?
Hello, is anyone in there? Are you in there? Are you okay?
Roswell was the home of the 509 bomb group. This was the only atomic bomb.
Hello?
Are you okay?
No.
Do you need me to call authorities?
Yeah.
Okay, you stay right in the room. Okay, lock the door. And I'll be back.
Well, what if he comes back?
Don't worry, we're gonna catch him from downstairs. You just stay in the room. Put the lock on the door, the other lock. Okay? You're safe now. You're safe. I'll be back. Just safe.
Rescue, rescue. You're sealed and delivered. Rescue, rescue.
I don't know what hit me just, I haven't seen it for a while, but what hit me, which may be a thought process for anybody, and I just want to bring clarity to this. We followed the Marriott rules and the hotel rules to a T. You know, I'm thinking from an insider looking from the outside point of view, like, why didn't they just grab her out of the hotel room? They're not allowed to. There's certain processes that have to go into play. So I just want to give that information out there because I never really talked about that before because it just popped into my mind. That I'm even saying, why don't they just grab her out of the room and run?
Yeah, I had that question.
Yeah. Me too after all these years. But I was going to the T of Marriott and I worked with airline ambassadors and they have programs in place. So I think that we're really now at a really great crossroads to have these cycles of abuse like Radiance's family 80 years ago and Dolores Huerta, 60 years ago. It's time we put an end to this kind of vicious cycle. And I'm actually getting ready to do a documentary short starting next week called Confessions of a Trafficker. I met a trafficker in 2018 when I was doing the CSW, the Commission on the Status of Women in New York, and he was on our panel. And since 2018, I was so moved by his story because he was abused as a young boy, and then at 12 he was groomed by a woman in her 20s, got pulled into that trafficking world. So I'm not trying to make light of where he went, which is a very dark place, and nor is he. He wants to he left the business as a trafficker back about early in the 2000s, and has been dedicating his life, even at the risk of his life, to share stories so he can let women and young people know the signs of what to watch out for. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the work. Is there, before we go to Piper and Hannah, is there any stories you want to share of how this film has made an impact on people? I'm sure showing it at the festivals, and as it's gone around, there have probably been some amazing experiences. Is there anything that you'd like to share?
Well, I just encourage everybody to have their stories be shared, and to connect through Scott to Radiance and me and Mark Waldman, who's on the watching side of it all. We're going to be doing some really powerful workshops that'll be in person and online, and we want to work collaboratively, because I'm sure anybody that's connected to Scott is a healer and a doer and in action, and so we invite you all to work together, because we can't do it alone.
Radiance, anything you want to add?
I just wanted to add that even with the vast amount of diabolical darkness that is coming into the light right now, it's coming into the light, and many of us out here have gone through massive amounts of healing. And I really encourage people to move out of the place of complete overwhelm about these conversations into the next gentle step of what each of us can do as humans to reach out to one another, and let people know that no matter where you are on this journey, there are resources, and we can continue to heal. And it's important to have courage and step forward. The last piece is that I just want to really say a few things to the older generation who were asked. This wasn't addressed until the 1970s in our Supreme Court. So children had no rights until about 1979. And that was many years after I was born. So it's a really new conversation in terms of what's coming up with Epstein and the rest of it. It's a very, very new conversation. And many of our older generations were never given permission to speak up. And there's a lot of shame and a lot of darkness, and that's how it stays generational. Lastly, I just wanted to thank my daughter. She was 17 when she sang that, 16 actually when she sang that. And she didn't want to be known because she was underage at the time, but I just wanted to let her know, that I'm just grateful to be part of the generations that are willing to heal here. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, just sending out the courage, the love, and that I hear you and I believe you, and I'm grateful we're all here to heal. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, everybody, for being on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll go to Hannah in a moment and then Piper, but I want to read some comments that have come in. So I'm keeping you on camera for a few more moments while I read some of these. Carol Craig writes, "It's been my experience that most women I've known throughout my 65 years have had some sort of sexual abuse and or assault situation occur in their lives. I'm not surprised, because the disrespect towards women has been so accepted throughout society that this was not questioned. It was also not believed by people when some brave women attempted to call out their abusers. I'm thrilled to see this topic being revealed tonight, as sad as it is. Humans need to evolve better." And Katie agreed with that. Tiara said, "Let's hold the light while we witness the pain. Righteous anger firm." Eleanor Joy writes, "Accolades to each of you for pursuing this subject. My heart is bleeding." Therese commenting on Diara's line about holding the light and witnessing the pain. And yes, we must do that. Trina Joy, coming all the way from Ecuador, writes, "Thank you all for sharing so vulnerably and courageously." And she wants to know a little bit more about the feature film, Oh Romeo, and the coming documentary, and how we can support you. So I'm going to read one more comment, and then I would love to hear from both of you about answering Joanna George's questions. Finally, Susan Blomquist writes, your words, Radiance, will attract others because of the authentic desire for your healing and others' healing. May many come to your workshops and bring light to these difficult subjects. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
anything either of you can share about plans for the feature film or for the documentary that you're starting work on?
I would say that the documentary took a really interesting turn because I was not in contact with the person that I was talking about until this past Christmas. I looked for him for several years. He left a very highly intensive, evil gang, for lack of better words, and his life was in danger. So he went underground for a while, but he's come back out and reached out to me through our mutual friend and says, I want Tess to tell my story. So I'm very honored to be able to do that. It might trigger some people because of the things that he did, but I really feel in my heart, spending 5 days with him in New York back then, and where he is today, even further down that path of wanting to heal and help people heal, that this side of it, as rough as it is, he's sorry, truly sorry for what he did. And the cycle of that is evident because he was abused by his father. At 12, he was groomed. So there's so many interesting things to reveal. And if there's anything that anyone wants to do, I invite you, and Radiance invites you to join us somehow, be part of our workshops. And of course, we always would love any kind of assistance in the filmmaking process as well.
Thank you both, ladies. And of course, they'll be back a little bit later on in the show. I'm going to bring up our friend Hannah Burke. We've seen recently, those of you who are regulars, some, whoops. You know what? I think I just accidentally put her in the waiting room. Piper, I'm going to go to you while I fix that. So Piper.
Absolutely. First, I really wanted to thank you, Tess and Radiance, for the work that you're doing and the beautiful film. It brought up a lot for me as well. It brought up for me not just the reality that there has been, generational sexual trauma from grandmother to mother to my daughters to myself. But really how compounded the psychological and emotional and cultural trauma has been for us as a people, whereas there is now this beautiful sort of awakening and this move towards sexual trauma and human trafficking and women, there's still that silent voice of erasure that hasn't yet allowed itself to breathe, that talks about the reality that the domination and erasure of identity, sexual and human trafficking and violence was the historical foundation, not just of this nation against African American and Native American people, but also in Africa, like in the Congo. And so these everything from cannibalism to sexual rape and trauma of children was normalized and legal all the way through the Jim Crow South, and even silently today, even our privatized prisons are human trafficking. So I'm affected in a very compounded way when I watch these things. I don't simply identify them to gender or what's behind, sadly, behind the sepulcher of a hotel room, but that this has been a seated voice within every aspect of cultural and generational voice that I have ever known. So through that, I believe that the choices that we're all making in whichever ways we step into the unveiling of this fact is that we are realizing that survival is never automatic. It will never be automatic. It will always be this conscious and repeated choice and decision. And that we have to live through the darkest pain, whether it's silenced or voiced or unknown, whether we wear it as a cloak on our skin or, in the silence of the depth of our tears after midnight. but that we as humanity have been trafficking, abusing, um, tearing apart the souls and bodies and hope and identity of one another from the beginning. And this is something that needs to be addressed by a global consciousness in a very different way. And it will only truly be addressed when there is no fear to confront the foundations of how these nations were built. And we're not yet there. But I, as well, I was also a United Nations delegate, CSW TESS in New York. And that sent me to many places around the globe. But one very significant place was Belarus. And this, of course, was after, the unveiling of my own childhood sexual trauma at the hands of a babysitter, my daughters, all of the silence that we hold that push us into compassion. But I went to Belarus to help uncover the homosexual pedophilia of 10,000 orphan boys over the course of 40 years. And 80% of those who were obviously killed and never made their way to vocalize their trauma. And even if a few of them had in that part of the world, they were killed very quickly thereafter, whether it was called suicide or a house fire or thrown out of windows. But one of the things that I recognized in the trauma of the human condition, no matter where it is in the world, is this disregard for human life. They were finding boxes and bags of bones of children ages 2 to 6 that were being, boys 2 to 6 that were being, raped and tortured and killed. And we're finding this now also in infant pornography and infant snuff films. So this is a really large conversation and a really large dark evil. And perhaps, hopefully, perhaps we can shift some of this through the vibration of awakening, which of course is the foundation of what the work that you do, Scott, that each of us do, because we're never going to end this. That is a non-reality. It's a beautiful poster, let's end human trafficking and end. That's never going to happen. We will always have the darkest of darkness. But if we can attend to the light, we can certainly save moments and people and hope along the way, so that we're not assuming that we can heal every grain of sand on this grand beach called humanity. But if we shift it in the knowingness that these are life lessons for a soul in a classroom, maybe faith will be enough to allow us to mitigate and maneuver the whys, even though we can't answer them. We can say, perhaps this is a soul lesson that we can ascend beyond when we translate out of this human experience. That's sort of my hope. But, God bless everyone on this call who has experienced or borne witness. And that's all of us, whether it's a loved one or a neighbor or just having a compassionate heart. We have all experienced the darkness and degradation of the trauma of sexual, human, psychological, and physical violence. And so here we are.
Here we are, Piper. And let's all take a breath. It's a lot. It's a lot. And, I always like for my show to be inspirational as well as informational. And tonight, obviously, there's a lot of hard information. And I so respect that all of you, have used your brilliant creativity. So we're going to show 3 of Piper's short videos. And the first one is called Spirit of the Rain. Tell us anything you want us to know before I play this first video, Piper.
It's been a while, but Spirit of the Rain I did with the music is, of course, our brilliant brother, Gary Malkin. I don't know if the music and the sound is correlated properly yet, but this is a reminder to all of us who have walked through the storms of life, what it feels like to resurrect or to address the depth of the storms. It's really a somewhat of a poetic soliloquy, to my higher being after confronting a lot of the traumas, which of course, confront after something additionally is added to your experience that allows your grief to break open with more honesty and less fear. And that, of course, was the death of my father. It was something that allowed me to grieve to a point where I could go back and identify, some of the other traumas that I had buried. Because it was, my hero had died. And then I thought, gosh, I don't have him there anymore to lay this on. So now it's between God and self. And the spirit of the rain, I recall, is the voice that came through that metaphor of rain and tear and release and purification.
Well, thank you. And so we're going to take a look at this film. It's actually a little bit, it's not one of her shorter ones. I'm seeing now that it's 11 minutes.
Oh, but we can stop it anywhere you'd like.
Well, okay. Well, here we go. Spirit of the Rain by our beautiful, brilliant Piper.
When the midnight sheet of black and silence creeps into my dreams and into old bones, wrapping my breath and my wonder in skeletal cloth. When the promises of dawn are stolen by lies, and the heavy shadows of yesterday's dusk. When purpose is lost and laughter forbidden, when my lack breeds shaking and hope's womb bleeds barren. When I give up on self, on tomorrow, on life, I am awakened by your love. I am illuminated by your love. I am healed by your love. I am perfect and strong and able because you love me. Though I am lost in the seasonal rain of suffering and fear and shadow and doubt and those things of make-believe, I walk through the storms of this life and I remember you. And when I do, I crawl from the sepulchre of my broken heart, where tears fall like rain, and I see beauty and eternity in every star, every rock, every scar, and every blossom. Those beautiful things, they speak your name. The rain carries your scent, holds your beauty, and holds my heart. Life is full after the rain, for it brings the promise of new life and cleanliness and hope. Will I find hope after the rain? Will I dance in yesterday's sorrow? Every morning, because you are in the world, I overflow, because you are in and with me. I open my hands and laughter pours out. I open my eyes and I see God. You, God, I see you in my own reflection. In the silent spaces where you are only in fragrant memory, I am paralyzed by the fear of everything. Although I am good at pretending, I spend most of my days alone, uncertain of my purpose, how I'm going to survive, unhappy with how cruel the sands of time and the past have left me, scarred and bruised and unrecognizable to myself. I don't know what your beautiful eyes see in me, oh God. Don't understand the way you love me. I am broken in places too deep to see, and empty in places where only you fill. I went to the wilderness to heal. I went to the mountain to pray. I went to the cross to resurrect. And God, I fall into your arms to receive. My beautiful God, my hope, my Savior, my peace, my stillness, my silence. You make me feel so beautiful. And yet I see in my reflection, deeply in the rain, not how ugly I truly am, not how wilted or battered or deeply and woefully tired. I see you. I see beauty, and I again can pray and dream and believe and breathe.
We go to gallery view for a moment, and that's for those of you who have your cameras on, and sending love and appreciation for just the beautiful artistry. And what always amazes me, Piper, is the juxtaposition of how much pain of the world you're aware of and how beautiful your videos are. There's this incredible juxtaposition between that, those two elements.
I think maybe that is because our survival, Scott, is a form of resistance, isn't it? So I don't think that we would be doing the work that we're doing if out of the same view from whatever gate, our heart gate or our eye gate or a mouth gate, that we weren't seeing as much beauty in the world as we were seeing its shadow. And I think we're always reminded that shadows appear larger than they are. And once we get beyond the shadow and into the intimate details of our everyday experience, and that we survived, there is no other way to see the world but in beauty. It's just a redefined beauty, isn't it? It comes with all of the shattering. It's like the shards of glass that make up the mosaic, and the mosaic is so beautiful, but it's made of broken glass. And like I used to always say with my dad, it's broken branches that make the perfect nests. So although they're removed from the tree that is rooted in the life, those broken branches still hold us and sustain us, and so thus they're beautiful.
I'm going to read some of the comments that have come in, and then we're going to go to Hannah, and we'll see more of your videos in a little bit. But Damien and Christine are together. They wrote, "Absolutely stunning, Piper. Thank you." Radiant says, "Amen." Iota writes, "Our survival is a form of resistance." Yes. Lorna Sass also pointed, wrote the same thing. They were both very touched by that. Sage writes, how courageous in the darkness and simultaneous and awesome light. Radiance writes, brave and courageous. Amen. Beauty, full beauty from the ashes. Bonnie, our beloved Bonnie Russell, writes, magnificent. Lorna writes, the healing power of beauty, sound, and creativity. Our wild monk at the Mystic Monastery, Jerry Anderson, writes, dearest Piper, this is profound beyond words. Eleanor Joy writes, as usual, Piper, this is brilliant. Very sensitive, deep, and rich. So much gratitude. DR pointing out Gary's piano notes are so healing. Tender hearts and strong resolve. Anasuya Hallelujah is in the audience, your soul sister. And she writes, Piper, you are an exquisite proof of successful resistance. Your art is sublime. Tess pointed out, I love the broken branches which make the perfect nest. Beatrice writes, I felt each poignant note of Gary's accompaniment to Piper's sensitive words. Thank you, my beloved sister. And we'll be back with you in a little bit. All right. Well, originally I thought she was going to go first. Hannah, I think now you've had a little bit of time. It all kind of flowed beautifully. And this is, of course, our beloved Hannah Burke. And we're going to see a fair amount of Hannah's creativity tonight. But Hannah, I'd love to just open it up to whatever you'd like to share with the audience before we show the video, the short video of Humble the Jungle.
Thanks, Scott. Hello, everyone. Really good to be with you all. I appreciate having that moment to just breathe and take it in. I could feel my body brace with the vulnerability. And I was so grateful to Radiance for coming in and really giving that just grounding preparation for people of what we were going to receive tonight. And the film she and Tess made really moved me. I was in tears. And Piper, just wow, you are you're brilliant, and I just really love your words, your offering of words. I feel them in my bones, and I will always remember the writing that you offered and gave to Scott on his birthday a couple months back. It was just truly profound, and happy to be here with you all, and Diara as well, and everyone in the audience. I'm feeling particularly like raw tonight, and that yeah, both personally and I think with the added layer of like coming on to share vulnerably. But I really truly believe and know that art holds a sacred power. Before I consciously reconnected with spirituality as a pathway through this world of form, I found what I was searching for early on through art. Before I knew to explore the unseen or what I was experiencing with these glimpses or visions or energies or non-ordinary reality from a young age, I didn't really have a language to hold my experience. I was highly sensitive, was attuned to subtle energies, but I grew up in an incredibly patriarchal home. There wasn't a lot of room for the level of sensitivity that I had. And I, starting around the age of 11, I really shut down due to some direct experiences, and all the belief systems that got encoded into my being were just distorted. And I became very disconnected from my true nature, and I got plunged into the darkness from a young age. And survived that barely for a long time. But what helped me through those early years as I was navigating blindly tremendous unprocessed pain and darkness and a sense of like feeling like I did not belong in this world. I found art and I started just drawing all sorts of unusual things. Nature with faces on it was a huge theme I explored in high school, and I started writing songs as soon as I picked up a guitar. I just learned a few chords, and all of a sudden I had a lot to say, and I would process my world through singing or through drawing, but I wasn't talking about my experiences as much as I was channeling them into some form of visual art or songwriting. And I felt like the artifacts I created mirrored back to me something I had lost touch with inside of myself. Like they showed me these glimpses of beauty or magic or mystery that I did not feel inside. I felt far away from those things. And I I went through some pretty intense um, experiences in my 20s, including suicide attempts, and was hospitalized multiple times. And then I went through a very, very, very psychopathically abusive relationship that I barely escaped from. And that was the turning point in my world where I no longer knew, like I was just living on this, like, I really don't know how to be in this world. I don't understand how to live in this world. And I was at that threshold point of I'll do whatever I am able to learn how to heal myself and connect with this divinity that I had a glimpse of. And the Divine Mother, it was the Divine Mother who like was calling me home to myself and to my soul, and to learn how to move energy and heal and work through the shame I felt through being vulnerable, through finding spaces where I could safely open up and process and begin to connect to my body somatically. And ultimately, I went through psychic development training, and that really helped me understand the nature of reality is like vibrational and frequency, and how to release those foreign imprints of just stuck trauma and abuse and programming and conditioning and mother father's energy and lineage stuff, and release what was not my true essence and begin to call back my pure spiritual energy, my soul essence, and my spiritual nature, and encode that back fully, and begin to move through the world, understanding what I had not learned growing up was that there is this pathway of divine feminine knowledge that, we go through darkness ultimately as an initiation to remember our greatest light and our direct communion with Source. And it's such a gift today, but it is so fragile and it's so tender. And, not everyone survives that journey. And not everyone gets a glimpse of the divine or whatever it is. Many do and many don't. And I don't know how to make sense or order that. And I don't need to in this moment. But I was able to hold on to this thread. And I really feel like through the grace of the Divine Mother and this feeling like there's something much deeper we're doing here on this planet at this time, I began to heal. I began to heal myself. And what started to come forth from me at that point, starting around like 2020, was I started to bring forth a new level of art, or a new like I started to feel these healing songs stirring in me. I started to sing in devotion to nature, to the Divine Mother, to our soul's journey of awakening. And I had lost my voice for a long time after the abuse. I was physically unable to sing for 2 years after I escaped because the trauma and the physical constriction in my throat. And I really believe in like the gentleness of opening back up. And I started to heal myself first and then step forward into sharing my songs in community spaces. And one of the songs that came through me during this time in 2020 was Humble Like the Jungle. And I'm really honoring the darkness on some level. I'm calling for awareness for it in the song while also acknowledging like what was forgotten. I sing to the Holy Ghost, who I know is Sophia. I call her the Divine Mother Sophia. I'm singing to her, for her, as her, through her, like this process of alchemical remembrance, and also reaching into the ethers, the dimensions, to unite with the other healers who are all incarnated here on the planet at this time to anchor sovereignty, divinity, harmonious existence with the elements of nature, with how we can live with each other in a more honoring way, how we can be in greater communion with our own inner wisdom, and how we can remember our direct communion, each and every one of us, with Source, with the God Source. And so Humble Like the Jungle is this song to support remembrance, remembering, we are born into this world where most of us go through a pretty intense amnesia process of forgetting who we really are, where we come from. And like your opening song, Scott, like we come from the same source, a powerful love force. Like our souls are fractals of God's light. They are, we're bite-sized pieces of God. Our soul is the light of God in human form. And we come into this world, most of us forget who we are, and we're navigating, remembering and creating ourselves and moving through an incredibly dense, in many ways highly dysfunctional world where it is difficult to truly connect, to get connected again when there's so much we're being bombarded with, that wants to keep our awareness focused outside of ourself or keep us in a state of disconnection within ourselves and with one another. So I believe, especially like as women, as we remember our spiritual power, and our ability to walk in deeper states of direct communion, we actually initiate a lot of change by recoding reality through remembering our sovereignty and our boundaries, and saying no more to the disrespect, and finding that strength in ourselves and help inspiring that strength in one another. It's time for our voices to be heard. And I know that's incredibly tender, and there's a lot of rage and so much emotion there. And may that be channeled into an absolutely like evolutionary pathway, for each and every one of us to remember how to live in right relationship. And yeah, I think Scott wants to share the music video I made for Humble Like the Jungle first. And this video was released 2 years ago, and it really goes into my personal experience of moving through the underworld and the shadows and beginning to have visions of my higher self, this future time, and like knitting my consciousness back together. Like my higher self begins to heal my woundedness, and I emerge from that state united in myself and turned to the sun with this focus and this purpose and intention to move from that place of alignment. So yeah.
Just before we show the video, there's so many comments that have come in. And there's also a question. So I'm going to ask the question and then read the comments. Is the art behind you your artwork is that something you created?
Yes, this is one of my woodblock prints. So I hand carved this on a block of wood, and I call it Sun Worship. I made this around, I think 2019, 2020 as well. And it's like receiving the light of the sun. It's the feminine drinking in that solar principle, those codes of the intelligence encoded into light that is able to activate our DNA. It's able to evolve our awareness. It's just a beautiful moment of communion with that light. I'm trying to get out of the way. It's sort of.
You did a good job.
Thanks.
Uh,
But yes, it is one of my original works.
well, please take in some of these appreciations. Radiance writes, what a gorgeous testimony. Soul grateful you chose to live.
Mm.
DR writes, I was just thinking how soothing your voice is, Hannah. Kathy writes, I'm still trying to find my voice and self to heal. So thank you, Kathy, for that vulnerability. Carol writes, I love the profound depth you were able to share about your journey, Hannah. Also, you have such an old soul energy to you. It's very calming and peaceful to me.
Mm.
And DR writes, no more healers on the run, Hannah Burke. Tess writes, I'm so happy that you found your voice. Ayada writes, as I'm listening to Hannah and feeling so moved, I so relate. I'm also getting a visceral sense of how all the environmental damage we are seeing is actually an expression of the unaddressed violence in human civilization. Susan Blomquist writes, "Aho, these are wise words from Hannah." Carol acknowledging the connection with all of us here in Global Peace Tribe, this safe space that we have, and she's grateful for the refuge. And thank you for putting this thought into words, Hannah.
Mm.
Tia Therese writes, each sentence is quotable, but to choose one, it would be anchoring our sovereignty together. Thank you, Hannah. Susan writes, the way you have expressed your healing journey gives a pathway to others. Christy writes, love your wisdom and integration. Dia writes, I was immediately immersed in your background creation. There is so much in it. And finally, Bonnie Russell writes, I relate to your creative outlets to heal your pain. I love your block print behind you. So you've touched many hearts. Thank you.
I'm touched. Thank you so much, everyone.
And here is the video she created of Humble Like the Jungle.
Yeah, it's not plain. It's not plain. It's something's off.
Yeah, it's still not playing correctly. No sound, no video. Yeah, still no sound, no video, Scott.
Hannah, could you explain a bit about your experience?
Radiance, I think you were beginning to ask a question. If you wouldn't mind putting it in the chat, I'd be happy to speak to it.
Nothing
playing.
Yeah, video is still not playing, Scott.
The video is not playing?
No, it's not playing.
Is that true for everybody?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's the strangest thing because it's playing on my end all the way through. So all this time you were hearing it but not seeing the video?
Not hearing.
That's correct.
Just a blank screen.
No hearing, no seeing.
Well, that is really strange because, okay, well, let's go back and try this again. So do you see anything there? Like that's how far along we were in my, as I was seeing it.
But we were just seeing a black screen.
With sound.
We see visuals now.
And I'm gonna, it's strange.
Yeah, first time seeing something.
All right, let me try going to full screen and see if that somehow changed it. Are you still seeing it okay? Are you seeing,
Yes, now we can see Humble, like we can see the beginning frame.
and then I'm gonna go to full screen all the way one more time.
Okay.
We can hear it.
It just,
And can you see it all now still?
no, it stopped. As soon as you clicked it to full screen, that's when it paused it for us on this end. Now we can hear it.
Yeah, okay. Well, so what I'm hearing is when it's like that, yes, you can see that? Can you-
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And it was moving and we could hear it.
All right, well, we're gonna try one more time. I'm so sorry. Here we go, let's try again.
Holy Ghost, I'll make you proud. Hey, you know I heard you crying out loud. I was born in the belly of the beast, in the middle of the night, in the temple of defeat.
and deceit and the fear of never knowing when the mission is complete. There's a presence trying to steal your mind. Bear your shadows out into the light. Choose to love and you will heal, and time will let the fear of the unknown consume to swallow your life. I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding. Can you heal me? I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding. Can you I am a never-ending song of the morning star. The situation's rearranging all that you think you are. I'll ride the wind like fever across the great divide. I'll return when you call my name, for my love's not afraid to I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding. Can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding. Can you feel me? Holy Ghost, I'll make you proud. Yeah, you know I heard you crying out loud. I was born in the belly of the beast, in the middle of the night, in the temple of defeat. I am here cause you called my name. I know the demon tried to snuff your flame. Cold desire, let the fire burn in me, for the elemental nature of my soul is flying free. Fuck this hell and all the damage done. Mother knows that the war's been won. Now's the time for the healers on the run to steady up the beat and the rhythm of the drum. Meditate, let it all arise. Celebrate every tear in your eyes. You're brave for just being alive, with the monumental weight of forgetting you're divine. I
Such an exquisite piece. So beautiful. Sorry about the technical snafu. I still don't know what happened.
No worries. Yeah, it was a funny minute or two, but thanks everyone for staying with it. Yeah, I know Radiance had asked during that period if I could speak, I think, more about the process of the
Yeah.
video. And yeah, I collaborated with director Sean Lim for this, and he approached me after he saw me sing this song live and said, you know, I'd like to make a music video. And we began this process of talking about, we'd go for these long walks and see and sense similar themes and imagery and just talk for a long time. It was a very like open-ended dream for basically 2 years. And then in the last year, the timeline just aligned itself for the forward momentum to begin to ground itself into being. And we found an incredible cast and crew and production team of independent filmmakers, artists, dancers here in the Bay Area. We basically made it on like a shoestring budget and a prayer and just made a pitch deck together, and people were really moved by it. A lot of people just wanted to be part of it, and the dancers who are there, they're representing the different elements. So there's a woman representing the water, there's someone representing the fire, there's someone representing the earth and the air, and then the cosmos, the ethers, the space. And so they're dancing, and as I was watching it too, I was just remembering like how much art and dance is this alchemical process of like integrating confluences of experience and energies into our being and into the fabric of reality, into culture as well. And we just, yeah, we released it 2 years ago, submitted it to 2 film festivals. It got into both. It won a few awards at a local one in the Bay Area. It won Best Performance and the Marquee Award at the Locals Only Independent Film Festival. It was officially selected into Berlin Commercial in Europe, and it was also included in another local filmmaker screening here, and just an honor to be part of it. It's such an interesting, it was a huge expansion for me as an artist who has focused so deeply on like my singular channel and bringing through like paintings or woodblock prints or songs, poems, and sharing that. But then to step into working with a team and everyone in their aligned role, working together synergistically to create visual storytelling to support the song, medicine, the story in the song. It was so profound and very cool experience. We filmed the nature, like the fire and in the woods out at Solstice Grove in West Marin. Maybe a few of you know of that space. They have some cool events and parties there on the solstice each year. And then at a studio in Oakland for the Temple of Defeat, Belly of the Beast, dark shadow dancing scene. And yeah, we have an intention and a prayer to create another music video together, Sean Lim and I, for my song Earth's Daughter. And we actually want it to be a continuation of Humble Like the Jungle. From like, what can the wounded healer do? How does that manifest into the world once the healer is intact and in service? And we I've already started talking about what that will look like, and the vision for it is profound and very multidimensional, very nature healing, honoring the power of singing to purify, to cleanse, and through all dimensions of reality. And so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. But again, these projects are unfolding on a higher timeline, and we hope to be underway with that in the next year. But they're massive efforts, and they're incredibly beautiful collaborations to be bringing into the world. Just yeah, it'll be a process, just as this one was.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to bring up our other friends, our other presenters, and kind of just open this up into a little bit of a conversation. Radiance, what would you like to share? What do you feel inspired to share after seeing the beautiful work of Hannah and Piper?
I just want to recognize how many generations are coming together and using the gift of storytelling and art to transform the diabolical and unimaginable back into God's purpose and light. And just really touches my heart to see, first of all, thank you again, Scott, for hosting this evening, but to recognize each one of us in, and I'm certain this is, well, I will speak for myself, for my own space, from my own, crying on the floor next to the toilet of nobody will ever understand. And wanting to end my own life, and then to recognize like how many of us in this journey are. I know that I have prayed for people when I've been laying next to the toilet and thinking like, anybody else that's here or going through this right now, I just want you to know that you're not alone. And that transforming those moments into the preciousness of the video that Piper was sharing, and the song that Hannah is showing, and the movies and the songs and the willingness, and that, the thing that changes us as humans is our willingness to lean away from the darkness, to recognize, yes, that's there. That was not created by humans. It was on set onto humans, but it wasn't created from humans. And that we have the ability to recognize it, to see it, to be, and to heal away from it, and bring out this massive amount of beauty from the other side. And I think we are all, I myself am part of that growing journey. So thank you again. Just really felt, and yawn, everybody, please yawn. That was a lot of cortisol tonight. So please everybody yawn and stretch.
Tess, after you're done yawning, I'd love to hear what you'd like to share.
You caught me in mid-yawn. Yes, and thank you, Radiance, for reminding us, because yawning has become a big process of healing. I work with this group of 25th graders that are working on the Yumi project with us, and just in being able, when going off the multi-generational healing and storytelling, it's really passionate to me. So I so honor Piper, your beautiful images, and Gary's playing, and then Hannah, the song was so beautiful. I had heard it actually somewhere before through another circle of circles just recently, as well as Scott sharing it the other day, and now seeing it again in your woodworking. And I'm just feel so blessed to be alive in these crossroads of where we are in humanity, and that we've all come together around the campfire of storytelling, and to be able to bring that healing together through art, through music, through spoken word, through architecture, through paintings. Anything that you all are doing creatively is just a really beautiful thing. And storytelling is a very powerful way to go. So thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Tess. Thank you, Radiance. Piper, I'd love to hear from you a little bit. And then I thought I'd play one more Piper video, and then we're going to conclude with really wonderful video that Hannah has provided from a recent show. But Piper, what would you like?
I just love Hannah so much.
I love
I
you too.
remember Hannah from your birthday and her presence. If you are able to feel the beauty and significance of this extraordinary angel on earth through this screen in person, it's like stepping into a divine light. She is so stunning. You are such a gift to the world. And I remember saying this to you, and I will offer it to you again. I'm so grateful to be able, as older women and men, to be able to pass the baton into the hands of a generation that is so awake and so connected and so healed and so humble and so incredibly beautiful that it gives this exhalation to the period at the end of the sentence of our incarnations to say, we're going to be all right in this earth if we're passing the baton to women like yourself, Hannah. You're just a pride. You make all of us very proud. You're stunning. And I love how you meshed together the Holy Spirit, the Christ consciousness, and the wounded into that oneness at the end to see her significant elevation. Oh, it was you. It was the story of you. And we're grateful to be able to have borne witness to it.
Piper, I'm going to play your Courage to Hope Again video. Is there anything you want to say about that before I play it?
Oh, I think maybe Pachamama instead.
Okay.
I think. And the reason is because Hannah had an awakening in 2020 where a song was written for you. I'm not a musician, but a song was written through me. In the middle of the night, also being rescued from domestic violence, and having newly been rescued and sent to a whole nother city that I'd never been in before, which is here. And I was awakened and I kept seeing all of the women of the world who call out to different entities that are all part of the consciousness of God in every language. And I thought, wow, what if every single prayer and every single way that we pray was called out to Pachamama at the same time for the healing of women? And I couldn't stop singing it, although it just sort of fell. And then I ended up, calling a couple of my friends and I said, I'm going to sing something really weird over the phone. And would you mind singing it with me and putting it together? So it was, and just in case you can't understand what is being said, it says, Pachamama, wash me clean, Unkamaki to the grandmothers, rescue me, Allah, Allah, Abba Father, Eloheinu, Yahweh, Abba Father, Yahweh. And it's calling out to Father, can you hear me? I'm pleading with my soul. Deep rivers of sorrow, we're losing all control. I'm a child, but you gave me away against my will. If I leave, will you leave me? Will my family love me still? And this was for the women that are caught in a lot of Middle Eastern and African culture, where honor killings and being separated from family is dishonorable despite their abuse. And it sort of went on in every language about domestic violence and so forth, and also the violence against the Great Mother, the Earth Mother, and how we recognize that if we rape the mother, then of course we'll rape the daughters and the women of the earth. And so I maybe think that this song may be the perfect way to piggyback off of Hannah's expression, if you think so, Scott.
Yeah, I've got it queued up. So hopefully this time we won't have a problem. Here we go.
There's no sound at the beginning of her dance, by the way. So don't don't be worried if there's no sound.
The greatest words my father, Ron Dellums, my daddy, ever spoke to me were words of love. I woke up suddenly. My father was whispering to me from heaven, "Love anyway." The tears rose, but his words caught them before they fell. Love anyway. Aware of my very breath, the infinite everything of the God particle in and through it all, and beyond, and beyond, and beyond. And my Father's presence. Love them anyway. Aware of the need to open the doors and windows to catch the cold morning air, I needed to smell her breath. Aware of the car speeding away in the distance and the hum of discord that comes with the city on its knees, awakening once more. Thank you, Daddy. I'm aware and awake, aware of the lie outside and next door and in my first thought. The lie of being separate and apart and lost and definable. The lie of the us and them, the lie of separation from God. Love anyway, because life only expands in collaborative harmony, in love, with love, as love.
Father, can you hear me? I'm pleading with my soul. Deep rivers of sorrow, I'm losing all control. I'm a child, but you gave me away against my will. If I leave, will you leave me? Will my family love me still? Filled with serpents and secrets, I could die if I don't flee. How can I bring you honor if I never honor me?
Pachimama, Pachimama, rescue me. Ukimaka, 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 set me free. Allah, Allah, Abba Father, Elohim, Yahweh.
Hermano, porfa, sálvame. Él escucha tu voz. Yo traté, pero me cansé del eco de mis miedos. Crecimos juntos en la misma casa, pero solo tú eres libre, tú has visto todo el mundo.
Pachimama, 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 watch me bleed. Ukimaka, 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 set me free. Allah, Allah, Abba Father, Hare Krishna, Yahweh.
Husband, can you see me? I am not your whipping post. I'm the one who has chosen you to love the most. I'm the song when you're dancing. I'm the deep root of your tree. I'm the rose of your garden, the earth that plants your seed. Your embrace, your protection, the sign of God's creed. I was made to adore you, not bleed on the bathroom floor. You were made to adore me. Can you give me something more?
Pachimama, 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 watch me bleed.
Unkimaka, set me free. Allah, Allah, Abba, Father, Hare Krishna, Yahweh.
Mother, please forgive us. We bowed our heads, we looked away. Too afraid to assist you, but I'm not afraid today. Mother, please forgive us. We've been raped in every land. We must come together before we take your hand.
But if you are a mother or refuse as we look on, you must know in your heart's space we are not safe with your son. Generations before you seemed you never had a boy, but the times they are changing, and it's time you had a choice. Watch your mama, watch your mama, watch me bleed. Unkimaka, 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 set me free. Allah, Allah, Abba, Father, Hare Krishna, Yahweh.
Do a gallery view so we can see everybody twinkling you. Anasuya, Susan, Connie, Kate, Christy Michaels, Jeffrey, so many of our friends. It's quite a juxtaposition of images, Piper. All right. I think we're already, this is going to be a late show, everybody. We're not going to end at 8 o'clock tonight. It's going to be closer to 8:30. And I'm going to actually turn over to Hannah to introduce the final video that we're going to watch. And then we've got, actually, we have a final video after that from Tiara. But Hannah, do you want to introduce what you've sent me that we're about to take a look at? Are you muted?
I think there I am. Thank you, Piper, for that beautiful song. Yeah, I am going to show and share tonight a segment from a transformational ritual theater production that I was just part of, called Let the Wind Sweep Through, a conference of birds. And this was a production. We had 7 shows at Marin Shakespeare Theater in San Rafael in Marin County. And it was an original adaptation of a mystic Sufi story by Nishapur, Attar of Nishapur, called The Conference of Birds, a beloved story in the Persian culture and mystic Sufi consciousness. And the writer and the director of this play, Melisina Gomez, she wove her original transmission in to this beloved story. And she brought in her lineage of Anahuacan, Mexica, Nahualismo, curanderismo, wisdom, folk medicine, earth honoring, spirituality into this mystic Sufi story. And it was a 2 hour long ritual theater play, but tonight I'm going to share a 20-minute or so clip with you. And I'm featured as the nightingale in this. We are all birds that go on this immense journey to move through shadows, fears, underworlds, until we remember our innate union with the divine. And from that place of inner union, we are able to work together synergistically, co-creatively, as a collective once again, all in our sovereign alignment in union with Source. So it's a very beautiful, profound story. I'm just going to share a clip from it, and then at the closing you'll recognize my song, my original song, Humble Like the Jungle, was sung as part of this production. So turn it over to you, Scott.
Okay, great, thank you. Here we go.
I'm one drop of rain in an ocean. I am the dew that evaporates the rising of the sun. I am the longing you remember and forget. For it is more painful to go on when it lives within you. I am the song calling you home. I am the words of the poet. I am the mirror reflecting you. I am the fear of our separation
desensitized, holy, and feel your absence. I am hollow and holy, and this spaciousness inside is hungry.
The Valley of Unity lay before them, and most were eager to go. Raven, however, came carrying the many worlds that she traverses. Raven, emissary of the ancestral and the chthonic. Raven, representative of the shadow and the liminal. Raven, with the extra membrane over her eyes, revealing the hidden aspects of the world. Raven, the murder attacking the nest of the familiar, the fairy tale villain, stealer of the light for humanity, keeper of memory. Raven, mystery in plain sight. But Raven would not enter the Valley of Unity. There is a story from when the moon and stars were still very young, and the earth, their mother, and already an elder, was pregnant again. It is said that the moon and stars were threatened by this new pregnancy. They were not in alignment with what it would bring. They decided it would be best to attack the moment that the new child was born. The earth, hearing of this, was heartbroken. But she heard a voice from inside of her that said,
Don't worry, Mother. When the time comes, I'll protect you.
As expected, when her labors began, the cosmos attacked. But Huitzilopochtli, blue hummingbird flying left, was born a warrior, and with a hook in his hand, he battled his older siblings for the right to overcome limitations, bringing into the world will, discipline, and the ability to do what seems impossible. But while this was happening, and all were distracted, a second child was born. You, Molly Nolly, twin sister. You, goddess of earth magic and the feminine pathway to knowledge. You, dreamer, seer, shape shifter, gifted one. But when your mother saw you, she knew these gifts would not be received. She told you,
Hide your gifts. Hide them. Hide until the dawn of new time.
unwelcomed one, hidden one. We are the dawn of that new time. How many times have you been asked to be something less than what you are? To hide, to wait, to blend in, to suppress what is magical about you. How many times have we all? That time is over. Time to release the legacy of danger, the pain, the sorrow, and the rage. Time for us all to be who we are.
Ghost, I'll make you proud. Yeah, you know I heard you crying out loud. I was born in the belly of the beast, in the middle of the night, in the temple of defeat. I am here cause you called my name. I know the demon tried to snuff your flame. Cold desire, let the fire burn in me, for the elemental nature of my soul is flying free. This is hell and all the damage done. Mother knows that the war's been won. Now's the time for the healers on the run to steady up the beat and the rhythm of the drum. Meditate, let it all arise. Celebrate every tear in your eyes. You are brave for just being alive, with a monumental weight of forgetting you're divine. I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding, can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I desire, let the fire burn in me. Feel the elemental nature of my soul is flying free. Bless this hell and all the damage done. Mother knows that the war's been won. Now's the time for the healers on the run to steady at the beat and the rhythm of the drum. Meditate, let it all arise. Celebrate every tear in your eyes. You are brave for just being alive. With a monumental weight of forgetting you're divine. I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding, can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am healing, can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding, can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am healing, can you feel me? Ooh, 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 ooh. Eh, ooh, ooh,
Go to gallery review. Thank you, everybody, for staying with us. I know it's a longer show tonight, but it's so beautiful to see these amazing creative expressions. What's it like for you, Hannah, watching this again?
It feels so good. It's actually I love it. It's an honor because I was so deeply immersed in every show and offering. To have this glimpse from the outside feels like such a gift. And we had an incredible filmmaker film multiple shows who put the video together. His name is Jason Eagle. So it was a gift to get to receive it from that perspective. It's a very intensely presencing experience to be in it and to, weave and co-create with people in this way. And it truly was held as a ceremony and worked on each of us deeply who are part of it. And then we got to bring that to the audience and to get to see that is, it's cool. It's so fun to be part of it. It's also really cool to see it from the outside too. Yeah.
Well, thank you again. Again, thank you, Tess and Radiance and Piper. And I'm actually going to turn it over to Diara for our prayer time. And then let me know, Diara, when you're ready, because she created something special for us to conclude with tonight.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone. This is so powerful, so deeply moving. And the prayer is going to be to continue in our capacity to hold it all, to continue in our capacity to look to see what is here while still holding the vision for what we ask to come. And so just breathing in the love, breathing in the light, allowing our bodies to integrate the power of everything that we've witnessed, the power of everything that we've seen, that we know. And may we continue to be sensitized while also receiving greater strength and resilience to allow our tender hearts to stay open while our eyes are opened wide. And while we know we don't understand all that's going on, we know that there is movement. We know that there is a progression toward greater love, greater understanding. And as those large shadows come up from the light, we remember that we can see through them and see more light on the other side. And as we blast that light through the shadow, we give great thanks for the love that's in this community and communities like this that hold us, that buoy us up when things feel so heavy, so much despair. And we allow ourselves to heal and be healed as we share the experiences that we've had individually and collectively. And we give great thanks that there's a listening now, that there's a place for this to be heard. And we thank our ancestors, our forebearers who went through this without the capacity to share, without the capacity to heal that we have now in these great times, these turning of the ages. And so as we witness things resurfacing, coming back up for deeper healing, we hold on to ourselves, to each other, and we know that we're here for a reason, that we're equipped for this no matter what. And when we forget that, we just hold on. And just allowing this beautiful evening to begin to conclude, knowing that our love will continue. The last song for tonight is one that is called For What It's Worth.
Yeah, this is something that Diarra put together for us just for tonight.
Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. He's telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look, it's going down. Ooh, going down. Ooh, battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. Oh, stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look, it's going down. Ooh, going down. Ooh, what a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, and singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say, hooray for my side. Oh, stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look, it's going down. Ooh, going down. Ooh, paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will creep. It starts step out of line, someone come and take you away. Oh, stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look, it's going down. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look, it's going down. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look, what's going down.
A very appropriate song, full circle. You know, I think most of us can remember when that song first came out from Stephen Stills. And here we are. Here we are 40 years later. I think it is 50 years later, 60 years later. It's been a long time. Anyway, big love to you, Tiara. Thank you. Well, it's been quite a show. I always like to let people know what's going on next. And since I knew the Tonight Show was going to be a heavy show, we're going in the opposite direction on Saturday night. Saturday is the spring equinox, March 21st. And so we are going to have a Awakening World concert. It's going to be pretty much all music. And we've got some of our favorite musical artists, of course, Omashar, Astra Fox, Kira Ashoka, and John Martin has put together a special video of his flamenco guitar as he talks to our galactic family. So it's going to be an evening of music. And of course, we'll chat with all of the artists. So that's what we've got coming up on Saturday night. Thank you, everybody. Let's keep those prayers going. Thank you again, Piper, Tiara, Radiance, Tess, Hannah, and all of our Global Peace Drivers. Have a beautiful few days, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday night. Take care, everybody.
Good night.